defenders have a chance to adjust and react and maybe narrow that down a little bit. But I will say, this game is tilted heavily towards the offense's advantage.
The best and brightest the league has to offer on display. The NFL Pro Bowl is underway. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So out comes the NFC for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
And it wasn't that long ago that there were a lot of conversations about whether Jared Goff was truly going to be a frontline starter in the NFL, and he has proven all of those critics wrong. He's taken his game up big notches in the last few years. Now what he needs to do, sustain that success in the regular season come playoff time.
180.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
At the 26-yard line.
Now gone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
From the gun, here's Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. That's his first catch in this, his first Pro Bowl.
And if I were him, I'd keep the football. I know it may seem like a little thing, but as you said, his first Pro Bowl, that's a big announcement to the rest of the league that he's arrived, that he's one of the better players. Keep the football, put it up on the mantle, and celebrate his first Pro Bowl catch. Hopefully there'll be more to come.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting one more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's 3rd down.
Goff now to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw, Goff. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
Hey, let's go. Go, Brown.
Here's Goff. To the right side and intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. Gets by him and now a little daylight. Still on his feet. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and an AFC touchdown.
I have to believe that in a Pro Bowl situation, we talk about these defensive backs during the season, that they're educated gamblers. They take the education out of it. They just go for the football here. Hey, try and make a big play, and if you get one, you really look terrific in this game.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. So now we'll get our second look in this game at the NFC offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get him.
There he goes, right side. And touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 70 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6. That's what we want right there, CD. It's a Pro Bowl. Give us some of these long touchdowns.
We want plays that cover a lot of ground. We want long-distance plays, whether long-distance runs, long-distance passes. It doesn't matter. In the Pro Bowl, big plays are what we're all looking for.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And we are tied at 7. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So here comes the AFC for their opening drive. Commanding the offense will be the 7th overall pick of the 2018 draft. It's Josh Allen.
And prior to last season, his team asked him to put everyone on his back and carry them to success, and he did exactly that. Now, at this point in his career, all he cares about is postseason success and finding a way to get his team to a Super Bowl.
And some space here. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Ah, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
They'll try to run for it with Henry. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. Leads to 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
To throw, it's Allen. Now he'll tuck this and run. And that is caught for an AFC touchdown. Travis Kelce, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the AFC has taken the lead.
I thought that was a nice job there, feeling the pressure and rolling out away from it and keeping the play alive. And I think he did it with the idea that his tight end would find his way free in the end zone, and his confidence was rewarded.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 14-7. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The AFC with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it as we resume action.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. us out past the 20 to the 24. The offense for the NFC back out there.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Looking to put a drive together. Gone. Try to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. Kevontae Turpin, 76 yards. And the NFC strikes quickly for 6. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The offense for the AFC set to go now.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From midfield, here's Allen.
He will find his man Chase complete.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
22 more yards there and another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A toss left. Henry. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Allen going to run with it. And that is incomplete.
That was was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Allen and the offense staying put. They'll go for it on fourth. From the gun, it's Allen. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The AFC went for it, and it doesn't work out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Oh, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on fourth, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Here's 2nd and 7. They'll go to Barkley again. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the deep.
They're looking for Killer, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Zaire Franklin. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. So after the INT, it's Allen. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
One of the great coaches said football's really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Henry up the middle. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Now Allen. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
first down carry for Henry. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the NFC going to take a timeout there second, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Allen going to throw. Yeah, he will score. Touchdown AFC. Jamar Chase from 4 yards out. And the AFC has broken this tie. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, I give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point now by Boswell. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The NFC offense heading back onto the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And some room to maneuver. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
Intercepted. The AFC takes over first and 10 at the 46-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Allen. That's caught. It's Flowers. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Allen to throw once more.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now a
it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And able to get this out to the 25. Ready to begin their next drive here, the NFC offense. And with only 9 seconds remaining, or not much time, we'll see how they play this. Goff now looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 19, 18.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hanson and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The AFC offense now set to start this third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
And they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Tackled by Nick Bosa of the 49ers.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Henry. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
With his size, it often takes more than one guy to get him down, but if you can at least slow him up and the reinforcements arrive, you have a chance to get him on the ground, and that they did that time for a loss.
Here's Logan Cook now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now the NFC heading out for their first drive. The second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. Just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
10 at the 36-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Barkley inside handoff. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
It's 2nd and
Ready? 70 Lions, Viking, 18. Ready, ready.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting him down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung
Let's
you.
go now.
And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Justin Jefferson from 4 yards out. And the NFC has now cut it to within 1 score. Aubrey now for the point after. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. So the drive there took 6 plays.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. They definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30.
Back out is the AFC offense.
Still enjoying the lead here in the 3rd quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Now Allen.
Now he's going to step up and run.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's the AFC with the football and the lead as we begin quarter number 4. A first throw for the backup Jackson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Remember, they had the nice gain on the previous play, but they just gave a lot of it back right there on that sack.
Yeah, they get the sack, get back some real estate. Felt like the type of play that can spark a defense and swing some momentum. Almost felt like a take that type of a play, didn't it, partner?
Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
The AFC thus far on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's not often that we chastise people in a Pro Bowl, but offensive line, come on now. You got to give him a chance back there. He got clobbered on that play.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Jackson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Micah Parsons able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Travis Kelce, a 12-yard gain. It's now 4th down.
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the AFC with the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll try to do it himself. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. He will push his way down to about the 14. Now the NFC going to take a timeout their 2nd as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt-away-the-game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Sheds off the tackle.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 10. A minute 39 to go. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery. But first things first. 1st and 10.
Deputy Lion. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
To the air goes Daniels.
This one caught by Kittle. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Well, they're not going to go quietly. That's a big play right there. 2 scores down. They're not out of this, but they've got to move.
Here's Daniels. Oh, and that is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Ready, set.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Let's go. Panther 11. Panther 11.
Daniels looking to throw.
He's going to let it go again. And this is intercepted. And that should do it.
Kyle Hamilton picks it.
Then he'll take it all the way out near the 30-yard line.
The AFC takes over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, just go ahead and say it with me. That was a
mistake,
yeah,
for sure.
Without a doubt, because at some point, put your foot in the ground, get upfield, and get down protecting the ball. Don't go out of bounds, because when you go out of bounds, you're really just helping the defense.
Yeah, not to be too hyperbolic, but it's like giving the D an extra timeout, isn't it?
It certainly is. Gives them a chance to regroup, and it means you have to snap the ball an additional time, which always means the possibility of a mistake. Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Looking deep here for Chase.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And good coverage there by the punt team. They're able to get down there and drop him with authority.
Here's the NFC offense set to take over again. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Here we go. 60 victorious, 70.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Dragon 60. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. Trap 50, trap 50. Go.
To throw is Daniels.
He's got a man complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Wouldn't be the Pro Bowl without the QBs taking some shots, and that shot paid off.
He understood, I don't know if it's instinctively or if he did his homework, that you do take your shots, as you said, in this game because the payoff is terrific. We will remember how many touchdown passes you throw. I don't think we ever recall how many interceptions you throw in a game like this.
Aubrey now for the PAT.
And the lead is down to a field goal now. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy two-play drive that time. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. Oh, I believe the NFC recovered, and they did. So they needed the onside kick. They got it. Now they need a field goal.
And that's the beauty of this. They don't have to get 6. A field goal ties the ball game for them. Nicely executed play.
Here's 1st and 10.
Get it. Cup 19. Cup 19. Ready.
They'll look to throw. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
With just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now.
Bronco 80. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
He'll look to throw.
They'll let this go deep for St. Brown. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
The AFC takes over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they do.
So, Charles, final thoughts on this AFC victory.
Bottom line, nobody appeared to be seriously hurt. That's the first thing we look for in this game. Well played, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. I think that everyone's going to go home pretty happy, especially the AFC since they won the game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. So long, everybody.